Okay, so we are looking at the animate function. I have the three animations here in my code that we just saw, right? So we are manipulating the width and the height and the opacity and font size. So we are starting where it is like the box is really long. So when I click on this, it shrinks and then does that, which is kind of a nice animation. If you want to think about like the snake game or something like that, that's something to add. Let us say that you want to move the box itself. So to move the box, you have to think about the left position, or you can also think about the top and left. If you make changes to the top and left, it can move across the screen. So if you want it to go from left to right, you have to keep this at this point it is at 0 pixel, right? The left is at 0. Let's make sure that's true. So he doesn't have any left defined, which would be a default left, right? So normally this is where it starts 0 or 1 pixel, depending upon the padding you've given. So when you change the sky, you can move this across the screen. Before we do that, one change we have to make to this box, we have to say position is absolute. There are like relative versus absolute position, right? So we are saying for this box, we are going to specify exactly where it's supposed to start. Okay. Without that, your changing your left is not going to work. So what I can do here is I can just say so I can say the left should be at 250 pixel. So this should happen after everything else is done, right? Let's see how that works. So I have the box. See how it is moving to the position 250 pixel. Once it reaches the 250 pixel, it will stop. If you like saw what happened here, because we made this absolute, the box, we have not specified the width, right? So it has become like shrunk down. So we don't want that. You can specify a starting width and height. Whatever it is, it doesn't have to be 500. But I'm just saying if you want the back box to be really long, let's not give any height. See, okay, at least the box is a little bigger now. So when I shrink it, bigger, again smaller, and then it's going to move now. Okay, so just to add to the fun, what we can also do is not only change the left, we can change the top also. Let's see what happens now. I think that's super cool. Okay, let's see what other topics we have to be covered. So we have callback and chaining. All these functions that we saw, all these methods that we saw can have a callback function. Okay, so a callback function gets executed. So let's just take like one example. A callback function can be done here. It can get executed after the animation is done. So we could just say after the animation is done, you want to see that. See? Okay, well, okay, so we want to, this is kind of like a very primitive example, but you probably can do stuff like, change the border or, do whatever it is that you want to do or write some status message. There are so many different things that you can say. So let me, instead of having the annoying alert, let me just say something like that that's very unobtrusive. Okay, so a callback function basically will get called after an animation is completed. After this final animation, we can just say function. Okay, here we can say okay. Okay. So if you think about it, you cannot change background color inside the animate, but from everywhere else you can change any color. Okay, that is something to remember. So if I just want to like say animation complete or whatever the message is, you can do it from the callback function. So let me move this comment here. Okay, so we are coming to the final portion of it. This is pretty simple.